Hello, relatives. Welcome to this week's Schlagbite for the week October 26th, 2013, entitled Hassan's Enduring Spirit. I've just returned from Amman, Jordan. I went with Patch Adams and 20 Gesundheit clowns from all over the world. We visited Syrian refugee camps right at the Jordanian border and schools, a pediatric cancer hospital, and we clowned in the streets. It was, for me, once again, an experience that lifted my spirit and restored my faith in a shared humanity. I have no special talent for clowning. I don't juggle, I don't play an instrument, I don't perform. People just laugh when they look at me. They see a 6'6" flamingo clown with pink tights and a tutu, this giant flamingo headdress, and they may not double over in hysteria, but it always elicits at least a giggle. People love to have their picture taken with me, and it serves as an invitation to talking. People need to tell their stories, to connect to someone who listens with an open heart, because it eases one's pain. My translators were Jordanian medical students with whom I bonded deeply. Through them, I spoke with children while I painted mustaches on their faces, and I spoke with angry and despairing young men who sought vengeance. I spoke with veiled women who would not look at me directly, and with an old grandfather who touched my heart and reminded me of why I clown. Hassan looked older than me, but was in fact 10 years younger, and he told me he lost everything and was now left with what I saw around him. Still, he considered himself lucky because he had his whole family around him. He was surrounded by love and said he had faith that things would turn around. I asked questions, but mostly I listened to him tell his story. Hassan lives in a 10 by 10 foot tent provided by a UN relief agency. It has a propane stove right in the middle. There are sleeping mats and boxes of food around the edges. There's no electricity, no running water. Outside there's a communal water tank and one squat-down toilet with a water bucket next to it. Hassan hears some musicians playing, and he leaves to get a small flute and joins them in a spontaneous jam session. I'm looking at him and marveling at this man who owns nothing, but who does not focus on what he's lost. A man who can make music in this place and who changes a story of suffering into one of resilience. Before leaving the camp, I tell him he's an inspiration to me and that I'm honored to meet him. Hassan flashes me a peace sign and thanks me for coming and tells me he loves me. I tear up and I tell him I love you too. Love and hope are the opiates that ease the pain of our suffering. Take a look at the pictures, remind yourself how lucky we all are. And for those of you who are interested, the only healing workshop that I'm doing this year is going to come up from November 17th to the 19th here in Phoenix. If you're interested in magnifying your power to heal both yourself and others, you won't want to miss it. Go to my website at healingdoc.com. Take a look at it. Have a great week. Remember that we're all connected. It always eases our suffering and makes our days bearable and loving. I say this for all my relations. Mitakwiyase.